can't do it.
The first episode boasted an impressive length of nearly 50 minutes, so we have plenty of content to break down. The episode opened in Infinity Castle, which acts as a sort of HQ for Muzan and the demons. Upper Rank 3, Akaza, is one of the first to arrive after Muzan, the Demon King, summons them for a meeting. He has a quarrel with Upper Rank 2, Doma, after the latter wouldn't take his hand off Akaza's shoulder. Muzan expresses his anger towards his demons for being unable to find the blue spider lily after all this time, and for being unable to wipe out the Ubayashiki family. Muzan then dispatches Upper Rank 4 and 5, Hantengu and Gyoko, to the Swordsmith village. We get a look at a short flashback scene to the past, where Sumiyoshi Kamado is speaking with Yoriichi Tsugikuni. Sumiyoshi tells him that he will pass down his name to posterity, but Yoriichi responds that there is no need to do such a thing, as his name is worthless due to his failure to protect those around him. We then cut back to the future as Tanjiro awakens at Butterfly Mansion. Tanjiro heads out the front of Butterfly Mansion after some recovery time from his previous battle. He meets a guide who has been sent to take him on his next mission to the Swordsmith village. After being passed from guide to ensure no one knows where the village is located, Tanjiro arrives and removes his blindfold to see a bustling village full of swordsmiths. It is then revealed that the love Hashira, Mitsuri Kanroji, is also currently at the swordsmith village. Tanjiro meets her and they catch up before parting ways. Mitsuri then leaves the village. Genya is also in the village and Tanjiro bathes in the hot springs with him. As it turns out, the boy looked familiar because he's a Hashira. More specifically, the Mist Hashira, Muichiro Tokito. Tanjiro arrives to help the young swordsmith out, and it turns out that Muichiro wants the swordsmith to give him the key to a strange box that stands behind them. The young swordsmith refuses, and Tanjiro gets up in Muichiro's face, telling him to stop being so harsh. Muichiro tells Tanjiro to shut up and knocks him out cold. When he awakes, Tanjiro is told that there's a doll in the box that is modeled after a swordsman from 300 years ago. The doll is called Yoriichi Type Zero, and Muichiro is currently training against it. The young swordsmith tells Tanjiro that his name is Kotetsu, and that his ancestors built the Yoriichi Type Zero. He becomes angry at his own inability, and Tanjiro cheers him up. Once Muichiro leaves, Tanjiro trains against the Yoriichi Type Zero and manages to take off its head using a sword that Kotetsu gave him. Protruding from where the head was is a sword stuffed inside the doll. Tanjiro and Kotetsu exclaim that this sword must be from at least 300 years ago. Haganazuka arrives and steals the sword away from Tanjiro so he can perfect it. Meanwhile, the demons are closing in on the swordsmith village. Tanjiro talks with Genya for a while before the scene cuts, and we see Tanjiro sitting with Muichiro and talking while Nezuko sleeps. As they talk, Hantengu crawls into the room, and Muichiro quickly reacts by launching an attack. Hantengu dodges, and Tanjiro joins the fight by using Hinokami Kagura. Hantengu creates his 4 clones: Sakido, Aizetsu, Karaku, and Urogi. The battle ensues against them, and Muichiro is blown away into the forest. This leaves Tanjiro and Nezuko against Sakido and Karaku. Genya joins the battle and begins to battle against Aizetsu. Urogi uses his flying capabilities to snatch Tanjiro from the battle. Tanjiro instructs Nezuko to help Genya in their fight. Muichiro lands in the forest after being blown away and finds Kotetsu being cornered by a fish look-alike demon. He saves Kotetsu and kills the demon. Elsewhere, Urogi puts Tanjiro down, and the two of them begin their one-on-one fight. Tanjiro lands attacks, but also takes damage from Urogi's claws. Tanjiro makes his way back over to Nezuko and Genya while fighting Urogi, but the Demon Slayers are overpowered by the demons. While attempting to lead Kotetsu to safety, Muichiro encounters the upper rank 5 demon, Gyoko, in the forest. Gyoko immediately starts hurling insults at Muichiro as an attempt to irritate him. Muichiro begins his fight against him, but gets trapped in a bowl of water that Gyoko created. We cut to the Swordsmith village itself, which is under attack by demons. Mitsuri arrives and saves the village chief from a demon by using her love-breathing. Back at the main battle, Tanjiro gets back up to fight some more. He uses Hinokami Kagura and decapitates 3 out of the 4 Hantengu clones. The 4th clone, Aizetsu, has had his head eaten by none other than Genya. After doing this, Genya's appearance is similar to a demon's frothing at the mouth and black, evil-looking eyes. Episode 6 focuses mainly on Genya's past. Genya's older brother is Sanemi, the current Wind Hashira, who is known for his aggressive nature. In the past, Genya and Sanemi lived together with their parents and many siblings. Their father was abusive towards all of them and was killed by someone from his past who he angered. But one night, when he was waiting for his mother, a demon struck late at night, killing all of Genya's siblings and almost killing him. Sanemi tackled the demon out of the window and saved Genya's life. When Genya caught up with Sanemi, it turned out that Sanemi had killed the demon, but sustained injuries. The problem was, the demon was their mother. The only family that Genya and Sanemi now have left are each other. Cut back to the present. Tanjiro yells at Genya and tells him to keep control of himself. It takes a while, but Genya begins to tear up at Tanjiro's words. In episode 7, Hantengu calls all of his 4 clones to merge into one being, a being named Zohakuten. The demon takes the form of a child, but possesses incredible strength. Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya give it their best shot to defeat him, but he is too strong. Meanwhile, Muichiro is still locked in battle against Gyoko. He is stuck inside a water ball and struggles to get out. Inside a nearby shed, Haganezuka is hammering away at the 300-year-old sword that he is getting ready for Tanjiro. Gyoko notices him and begins ruthlessly attacking him from behind. Muichiro recalls words that he thinks Tanjiro once said to him. His memory corrects itself, and he remembers the person who said such words to him, his father. He breaks out of the water ball and confronts Gyoko again. Episode 8 gives us an insight into Muichiro's past. Muichiro had an identical twin older brother named Yuichiro. After their father died attempting to get medicine for their sick mother, Yuichiro began to despise him for dying. Muichiro, the kinder brother, couldn't understand this. Soon after, their mother succumbed to her illness and passed, leaving Muichiro and Yuichiro alone together. A demon attacks their home, and Yuichiro is injured badly. Muichiro goes on an uncharacteristic, violent rampage, killing the demon. When he returns to the house, Yuichiro has lost too much blood and dies, his final words being a prayer to God to save his brother Muichiro. Cut back to the present. Now that Muichiro has regained his memories, he can attack Gyoko freely without restraints. He slices off one of Gyoko's arms easily, and Gyoko notices a shift in ability coming from Muichiro. Feeling confident after regaining his memories, Muichiro calmly and precisely attacks Gyoko with his mist attacks. Many connect, but one clean slice decapitates Gyoko and puts him down for good. Gyoko's body disintegrates, and Muichiro takes a breather after the tough battle. Elsewhere, Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya are still failing to defeat the unimaginably tough Zohakuten. They get back up after every blow, but Zohakuten's tree-trunk-like attacks keep on beating them down. When hope seems lost, Mitsuri joins the battle. She gives the 3 of them some encouraging words and gets ready to fight. Mitsuri charges at Zohakuten. She slices through the tree trunks and gets to Zohakuten first time. Unfortunately, she gets caught by a massive energy blast directly from Zohakuten's mouth. She's shocked and paralyzed after this, so the other 3 needed to regroup and attack fast before Zohakuten finished the job. Before we see what happened, we get a flashback to Mitsuri's past. Mitsuri originally had black hair, and we find out that her signature pink and green hair was caused by her eating too much Sakura mochi as a child. While Mitsuri was always trying to find a partner, her strength and excessive eating habits were not viewed as ladylike, so she had a lot of trouble in that department. The reason she joined the Demon Slayer Corps was to find someone strong who she can marry. Cut back to the present, Tanjiro and Genya formulate a plan to chase down and kill the tiny Hantengu who is creating the clones, in the hope that doing so will also kill Zohakuten. The final episode begins with Tanjiro, Genya, and Nezuko chasing down Hantengu, while Mitsuri keeps Zohakuten at bay. Hantengu sets his sights on 3 young swordsmiths and chases them down in an attempt to eat them and regain strength. The problem is, the sun is rising, and Nezuko isn't in her box. Tanjiro is faced with a decision: go back and save Nezuko, or kill Hantengu and save the young swordsmiths. Tanjiro tries to shield Nezuko, but the sun shines through and burns her skin. After she pushes him away, Tanjiro finishes Hantengu off for good, which also kills Zohakuten. Mitsuri comes running over and hugs everyone, stating how lucky they are to be alive. They all share shock at how Nezuko can now walk freely in the sun without being disintegrated. Before his death, Hantengu managed to convey information regarding Nezuko's immunity to sunlight to Muzan, who is overjoyed that the one to resist the sun has finally become. Tanjiro gets ready to leave the Swordsmith village, and many swordsmiths thank him for his efforts and for saving their home. As we bid farewell to Demon Slayer Season 3, the echoes of battles won and lost linger in the air. The Swordsmith village stands as a testament to the resilience of our heroes. Join us in anticipation as the story unfolds, promising even more thrills, mysteries, and heart-stopping moments in the upcoming Hashira training arc. Until then, check out my other videos.